Each file on your computer has a file extension, and it is these extensions that allow Windows to open the correct application when you click on the files. By default, Microsoft hides these extensions, with the reasoning being that file extensions make no sense to most people. So, in order to make it an easy operating environment, they hide what might confuse some. Now, if you have a look at the files that I have on the desktop at the moment, you'll see that all the extensions are hidden. And unless you knew the application icons, you wouldn't know what was going to happen when you clicked on each of these files. That's where it can get confusing and dangerous. Hidden file extensions are a security risk that is often used and abused by phishing emails and malware distributors to trick you into opening malicious files. By default, every computer that I configure for clients, I turn off this security risk by enabling the ability to view all file extensions. So once it's enabled, you can see now on my desktop, all the file extensions have been enabled, and you can see the very last one is a .exe file, which if you had executed, would have installed a malicious program onto the computer. So how do we go about making this particular change? There are 5 ways, really 3 that most will use, and 2 are used for those that want to do customized systems for clients or use the option a lot. So first off, the easiest way to do this is just hit the Windows key and press E to open up Windows Explorer. Once that is open, click on the View tab up top here, and then File Extensions, File Name Extensions. You can check that off or uncheck it depending whether you want to hide or view the actual file extensions. Okay, the second option is to open up File Explorer. Again, click on the View tab and Options on the far right-hand side here. Then change Folder and Search options. Once this box comes up, click on View, and right near the bottom it says Hide Extensions for Known File Types. Mine is unchecked at this point because I want to view the file extensions, or if you check it off, you're actually going to hide the file extensions. So let's close that down. Third option here, click on Start, and once you've done that, start typing File Explorer, and when you see File Explorer options come up, that's the same box that we were at previously. You can click on View, and again, Hide Extensions for Known File Types. The fourth option is more of a customized option that I use for when I'm configuring computers for clients, for a lot of clients in a particular business. I like to use what's called a registry file. So on your desktop, you can right-click and go New Text Document, and we'll call this Registry Edits. Now you can see I've got file extensions viewable, and this shows it as a .txt file. By default, it's not a registry file, so it's not going to do anything. But if I change that extension to .reg, now it becomes a registry file that I can click on once I've configured it, and it will make changes to my registry. So if I go into this file and edit it, here's the command that I'll type in. The first line is to define it as Windows registry file. The line where I have a semicolon here, I always do this in scripting things. It's just basically a description of what the following lines are actually going to do. So in this case, they're going to hide or unhide file extensions with either changing the last digit to a 0 or a 1. And that's right at the end here. So if I change that to 1, it's going to hide file extensions. If I change it to a 0, it's going to show the file extensions. So if you save this file and you double click on it now, it'll prompt you saying that it could cause some issues with your computer because it is a registry file, in which case you will go yes, and it's made the changes. Just keep in mind when you do it this way, most registry edits, you won't actually see the change until you reboot your computer because it loads the registry when you reboot and then you log in. The fifth option that we use, but this one's not used that often. I usually only do this on a computer where I'm going to be accessing a particular function a lot of times. I would just create a shortcut on the desktop or use the run command, and the command I'm going to type in is rundll32.exe, and then the options as you see them. When we click on this, it will actually open it right up to the File Explorer options on the View tab, so we can make the changes that we need. Anyway, those are all the different ways you can enable or disable file extensions, but I highly, highly recommend, please, do not hide file extensions because you don't know what file you're going to be clicking on, whether or not it's dangerous to your system. And I see so many computers infected because people thought it was a Word document or a PDF, but meanwhile, behind the scenes, it was an exe file with a malicious payload. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully this will help you. Have a great day, folks.